Hi, Vieira with stockmarketlive.tv. Welcome back to our complementary lessons on how to invest in the markets. And today, obviously, I'm going to address Chinese companies. The case of Alibaba closed at new all-time highs in 2017. You have here live on the tape, $124. And I'm going to demonstrate why this is happening, referring to these American scammers as Jin Shenus, one of the short sellers in Alibaba, as well as he also recommended Tesla as a great selling short idea. He went bankrupt, and if you followed his advice, today you are certainly bankrupt, totally bankrupt, while here at stockmarketlive.tv every single subscriber is laughing about these American scammers that they've been deceiving investors worldwide. And today also, pre-market, I reiterated the strong buy rating in shares of Sina.com, a Chinese company, tech company, which we have been discussing here for years, basically since IPO, as the case of Alibaba. And the shares, they closed at new all-time highs also in 2017. And you have to refer, by the way, to this article that I'm going to comment here. I'm going to show you here the quote in Sina as of today, closing bell after hours, $98.66. So reiteration, I repeat, in real time on Twitter pre-market, obviously shares they were going to zoom and they crossed at $100. So the intraday top in Sina.com, it was $100.98. We raised targets to $102, strong buy since $35. Alibaba, strong buy since $56 and a half, $58 and a half to $60.70. So I'm going to comment here on this article precisely with regards to investing in Alibaba, Sina, as well as the case of JD.com, some of the companies that we addressed here for years, but also in the past, the case of Yoico or Gio, those companies, they were acquired and we had strong buy ratings. And those strong buy ratings, they existed precisely against the Wall Street crowd. As you remember, the case of Yoico acquired Deutsche Bank, as an example, had a strong sell rating in Yoico ahead of share price zooming 400%. That was the rally and the case studies that you have here at stockmarketlive.tv. So what I'm going to do here is to add a few additional comments to this video that you have, and you can play the video because also constitutes the reality as it is with regards to investing in these companies. And you have more information, I repeat, in the live blog of the company. But what I'm going to say here with regards to this investment process in Alibaba is I'm going to refer to the existence of this article that you have here at the bottom of the page or the post. Crazy cheap stocks to buy now, Alibaba strong buy. So we are going to read. I repeat, this has been available for quite a while, and this article here is explicit, the title in English, for even for stupid Americans. Crazy cheap stocks to buy now, Alibaba strong buy. Okay, so this article, it follows other article where I explained and reiterated the strong buy rating in shares of Alibaba at a price of $85. And that article where I reiterated strong buy rating in Alibaba at $88, it preceded other article where we announced the button in Alibaba precisely given to subscribers, okay? So you have these articles complementary on the blog of the company. So if you go through the article, you have here my comments with regards also to other long-term investment process in Netflix. At that time, I don't remember exactly when Netflix was trading. I know that Netflix today is trading at $160, more than 6,000% return on investment. And you have here precisely links and my comments, which I'm going to read. Neglect hedge funds bearish bets as Jin Shenus. No credibility, no track record. Okay. The truth is that Alibaba is a long-term investment since my upgrade to strong buy at $58. And by following my personal guidance in the markets, you can beat everyone else. Okay? So this article, I repeat, it has been available in the blog of the company. So today you have new all-time highs in shares of Alibaba, which does not constitute a surprise whatsoever, since Alibaba, it was extraordinarily, remarkably cheap, okay? As well as every single stock, which I discuss here with a strong buy rating, all right? So credibility, track record, while these American scammers, and Gene Chanos or Mark Faber are just mere examples that we have been discussing here for years. You have plenty of them or all of them exposed on the company website. The fact is that the truth can be seen always live on the tape, all right? And therefore, today you have these Chinese companies trading at all-time highs where, you know, these guys, they've been saying that these companies, they were great selling short ideas. I'm referring not only to Chinese companies, and bear in mind that what happens in the US is that these individuals, they pay to have articles available in the press. And therefore, since 95% of the population in the US is pretty damn stupid, we already explained this in one of the greatest lessons in markets history, precisely addressing the investment process in Netflix. We call this crowd, which is not a crowd, but this group of people, niggers. And you have to refer, the title of the lesson is related to Nietzsche. I strongly recommend that you go through the lessons in order to understand and comprehend the investment process and why you should not ever listen to these scammers without any credibility whatsoever, because when I was in the markets 30 years ago, these scammers, they didn't exist, okay? So the web, the internet, it opened the opportunity for these scammers to appear and then to publicize, advertise, paid marketing, these ideas that then 95% of these niggers, as in fact using a very similar reasoning or process mentally, the case of CNBC with Mad Money, Gene Kramer and so on, all of them are precisely the same. The reasoning is the same. Their objective is to deceive the investor and to publicize or advertise these scams on the web. And obviously paying for it, receiving a very high salary. And then you have the cases of Bill Ackman, that he went bankrupt investing in Valiant. And then, after he announced that he was out of Valiant, finally Valiant rallied, but that everyone already knew that was going to happen, due to my call in Valiant at $8.55, so far the very bottom, okay? So all these calls, they are recorded live. This is complementary. It has been complementary for quite a while. And I've been coaching or teaching investors to avoid these scams. And while you have these Chinese companies precisely trading at new all-time highs, you have, not long ago, there is a company in the US that reported earnings. I'm referring to Snapchat, and this company announced almost $3 billion in losses. So after announcing $3 billion in losses, the share price collapsed, and meanwhile they've been announcing price target increases. Okay, so my friends, you have to use, God gave you a brain for some reason, I would say, okay? So you have a universe of opportunities in the markets, not only in the US, but also in China, and China is the most important emerging market, all right? I'm not here selling absolutely anything. I shall say, and I already said this in the past, that China is one of the most important markets for us, because it is one of the countries where we have more or a higher quantity of customers. And having said this, or repeated, because I keep repeating the same, today you also had new all-time highs in shares of Intuitive Surgical and so on. And with regards to this company, Snapchat, okay, Snapchat, where precisely if you tune to, I don't know, these scam websites as Yahoo message boards or CNBC, they have 100 or 200 articles talking about Snapchat. that large investment firms or investors like, I don't know, George Soros bought or invested in Snapchat. But the truth is that these individuals or funds that they invested or bought stakes in Snapchat, all of them, they are losing money in Snapchat because they bought Snapchat at higher prices. Therefore, it is pretty, I would say, normal for a scammer to pay to some company, CNBC or some magazine, to publish advertisement, for the niggers in the US, I have a very large stake in this company, Snapchat, so do something about it because I want them to sell because I'm losing money, okay? So this is the reason why these articles, they came out. And meanwhile, I'm very happy that the share price in Snapchat has been moving higher. I'm extraordinarily happy, my friends. If you are if you want to sell short this stock, the higher it goes, the better it is. It's wonderful. The higher it goes, the better it is. So if they reiterate the target price is $30, $31, $40, $50, it's wonderful. But if you make the question and a research, and I give you again $1 million for the research, there is no problem whatsoever. And if you ask whether these niggers, like Gene Shanos and all of them, 95%, they had investment positions in Nvidia or in Chinese stocks as Alibaba or in Sina.com, the answer is obviously not. They have been buying shares of Snapchat, not these companies. So the reason why you have Snapchat, poor company, at $20.60 and you don't have Snapchat at 30 or 40 is precisely related to this. You have 95% of niggers buying, trying to save the ass of these funds that meanwhile they've been losing money, while the real stocks where you should have been investing, I'm referring to the case of Alibaba, I'm referring to Sina.com, Nvidia's, Amazon, Apple's and so on, you have Netflix, Intuitive Surgical, you have a tremendous list on the website of the company. So you always have a choice. If you are losing money in the markets, it's because you are a complete idiot. And that is the reality, which can be seen always live on the tape. Compare the chart in Snapchat with the chart in Sina.com, since I announced a multi-year bottom at $35. Okay? Thank you and good luck.